H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming into you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. It's Women Rock Wednesday today, and you know what time it is. Gentlemen, step back, because my starting five today going to be all women. It's Women Rock Wednesday. Guess what? Anissa Ville, Sonia Billingsley, Mindy Collins. Let me keep going. Dale Griggs, Cynthia Guillory. What's up, Cynthia, in the building? Hold up. I'm just going to call all the women out. I'm sorry. But that was my starting five. I got Brandon Nickerson. Let me go down a little bit more. I got my Miss Kim Jackson, my fictional niece. I got I'm going on down. Hold on. What my women at? Come on, women. Okay. All right. Call your sisters and tell them it's Women Rock Wednesday. What's going on? But it's a great day, Jimmy. First of all, women, hold on just a minute. I got something for y'all. First of all, I got to say happy birthday. Hey, Rosie. Jimmy, look at Rosie. Hey, Rosie Johnson. But let me tell you something, man.
I want to know who gave Rosie her middle name.
Rosie Orta. You leave Rosie alone. Her name can be whatever she wants to. Her middle name.
That better be a maiden name. That better be a maiden name. I know that.
But oh, y'all look here. Y'all ain't tell me I had my thing in my ear. Yeah, you know what? Y'all just Angie Stewart. I know Angie Stewart don't care, but Kim, you let me have my earpiece in my ear while I'm on the air. Come on, Kim, look out for me. But happy birthday! It's happy birthdays to two great athletes and great guys to me. Special guys to me. LeBron James turned 36 today. 4-time NBA champion, 4 times Finals MVP. 4 times MVP of the NBA, 13-time all first team NBA, and 18 years later, he's still dominating. And y'all, hold on. Y'all know my affinity for golf. It's Tiger Woods' birthday too today. 15-time major champion, 82-time PGA Tour winner, 2-time FedEx champion, 8-time U.S. Ryder Cup team member, and 9-time U.S. President Cup team member. Happy birthday to these two great guys. And Jimmy, on Women Rock Wednesday, Jimmy, but I saw something last night. I saw a tweet. And I'm glad my women, I'm glad my girls in the house. Yeah. I saw a tweet by P. Diddy. And I'm going to share it with my girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said, if 2020 didn't bring the hustle out of you, it ain't in you. I didn't like that tweet. I really didn't like it. And I'm going to tell you why. I disagree. I disagree. And it's okay. I think 2020 almost broke a lot of people. Family members died this year. Jobs were lost. Schools were canceled. Let's celebrate, Mr. P. Diddy. Folks surviving. If folks didn't hustle this year because they were trying to live, that doesn't mean it's not in them. I'm proud of everybody who woke up today. To me, you made it. And that's how Robert Hatter feel about it. Y'all done made it. Hey, Brandon, you know I wasn't going to let that go. Come on, it's Women Rock Wednesday. I've seen the things that our women and have done to make these things work. P. Diddy, he got nannies. He didn't have to be there when y'all had to watch your kid do homeschooling or virtual learning. He wasn't there. You know, so Puffy don't have to deal with what we had to do with. So that's why I always tell my people, man, don't be caught up in these people who call themselves celebrities and leaders. They ain't living like you. You follow me? I don't care if that ain't what he meant. That's what his ass said, Shanquetta. I don't care what he meant. I'm talking about what he said. What he said. I don't care what he meant. He don't live like you. He got servants and housekeepers. Other people took care of his kids. So he don't have to worry about that. But Jimmy, I know it's Women Rock Wednesday. Shout out to the women today. I mean, whatever you're doing, I'm watching the women make, even the woman who is sponsoring Women Rock Wednesday, Jimmy. Shout out to Coach Leah Denley. I mean, I'm just sitting up here thinking about this lady was a guest on the first show. The first show that I came on a radio station and did. Her and I was on the Chris Walker show. I never forget it. And she got this company called Alex. It's AALAX. I'm gonna put it across the screen. I'm gonna give all information. But I was looking through the website, Jimmy, and she continues to share her optimism. You gotta understand, this is a lady that's been around. She's coached in the Ivy League. She's been around the country. She coached on the East Coast. So she got a different kind of flavor. And she want to share all of these strategies with her youth programming as well as career and life coaching to small business owners and female executives in a male-dominated industries. God, I froze up that time. I ain't never froze up. Wow. Male-dominated industry. So go to her website. It's Coach Leah. I'm gonna put it across the screen. CoachLeah.net, and check her out. You women executives in male-dominated society. She will help you navigate those waters. Powerful, powerful. Shout out to her. Shout out to Alex for being a Women Rock Wednesday. The lady went from being a guest on the show to a supporter of the show, and now she's a sponsor of the show. So I shout out to her today. She's not even on the feed, but shout out to her today, and I hope somebody tell her what's going on. So Jimmy, what you got today, baby? What we got? I know you got a whole... Hey, man, why you be tweeting this? Dude, why you tweet stuff? I don't even know you tweeted, because you know I try not to watch everything. If you don't at me, I probably won't see the tweet. I put it like that. Jimmy didn't at me. Somebody called me this morning and said, what did Jimmy got to do? What did Jimmy talk about today? Jimmy, you talked about this seat. That seat full of, you put a definition. I haven't seen it. I wish I got time while you talking. I'm going to go and look it up though. Man, and you ain't talked to me about it. Listen, y'all. I have no idea of what Jimmy talking about. I'm gonna learn with y'all on the show. I used to get pissed off at him about that because I'm sitting there one day. I think I'm somewhere, and I said, he told me, man, so going on. And I said, well, tell me what's going on. Get what he's talking about. Go read, go listen, go to my website and look at it. I said, dude, I'm talking to your ass right here. Why do I have to go to the website? Man, I just want you to go to the website. Like today, deception. Hey, I don't know nothing about this. I guess I have to go to watch the Chop Shop with y'all today. So what's up, Jimmy? What you got today, baby?
You know what? I mean, we normally talk to the NBA, and I had actually forgot about that.
Oh, damn!
I mean, I forgot. No, I forgot that was supposed to be topic number one. And so I was so ready to talk about this 50 piece that got put down last night when the NBA. I was so ready to talk about the Bucks setting the NBA record for the most threes in the game.
We can talk about that.
With 40.
We can talk about that, Jimmy. Let's talk about that.
I was so ready. And then tell you what I do. I said that it would be topic number one. How about we just go on and get this NBA segment out?
Let's get it. Let's talk.
I promise you guys, it'll be topic number two. We'll take that. It's going to take me about 30 minutes to get in on this topic right there.
Let's go.
And that tweet from last night. By that time, Hatter will have pulled it up, and then he can put it on the screen, and we can dissect that as we go and we talk about some stuff that has transpired.
Okay. All right. Okay. All
That
right.
is and we're gonna share thoughts and get your thoughts, because maybe I just might not be interpreting reality as some of you guys. Maybe not.
Okay.
So next segment, we get into that tweet from that cryptic tweet from last night.
Oh, so you admitting it's cryptic?
It was cryptic because, I mean, define cryptic and break it in hood terms. Define cryptic. What's your interpretation of cryptic?
Stealth.
Just
like,
without going to the
in other words, you saying something without saying it. You're saying something without really saying it. It's something behind. It's cryptic. It's something behind it. You got to dig deeper. Okay, you got to dig a little deeper.
You got to add thought to what your eyes are seeing.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about that. That way, that gives all you guys a lot of time to start texting folks and say, "Oh, y'all guys, they're coming. Here's coming." So what we're gonna say at about 35 minutes past the hour.
Jimmy, you remember now, we haven't been on the air but 13 minutes. We behind.
I say about 35 minutes past the hour.
Okay.
Well, you're right, but
okay, I'm just
looking at the clock right now.
Yeah.
Now here we go. Let's get last night and get this NBA. First and foremost, the most impressive thing. What was the most impressive win last night in the NBA? It's an early season. They didn't play but 4 or 5 games. But what was the most impressive win for you guys last night? And that's what I'm curious to see what you guys are going to say in the Boom Boom Room. The most impressive win. And while I'm waiting on you guys to put your thoughts out there, I'm going to go ahead and put my most impressive win out there last night. And it would be the Sacramento Kings beating the Denver Nuggets by double digits. Guys, yes, Denver has lost 3 games this year. They've only won 1, and you know who that 1 was against? A very, very short-handed Houston Rocket team, which they better had won that particular game. So Denver, if Rockets were at, understand the if word, but the Rockets were at full throttle, this Denver team could be winless right now. Really and truly, mentally, they feel like they're winless probably right now, because that win against the Rockets really didn't mean nothing.
Is this the same Denver? Is this the same Denver that beat Clippers and got Doc Rivers fired? This is the same Denver.
Same Denver.
Okay, keep coming. Come on.
And you see what the Clippers did to them on opening day.
Yeah, but just keep coming. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So last night, De'Aaron Fox, he's on a very good start this season, guys. He's cut that hair off. He's balling. He's not in the videos and all over the place, and he's standing his firmness. Re-upped. A lot of times when guys re-up, they productivity dip a little bit. He re-up and his productivity going up.
Hey, them lesser players. This dude here said, "To whom much is given, much is required of me." And Jimmy, he got help. Jimmy, you ain't looked at this roster. He got a rookie that's not playing like a rookie, and I want to talk about him, but keep on going. I'm gonna let you keep on going. He got a rookie.
24 points, 9 assists, 8 for 15 from the field. This is De'Aaron Fox. And another player had that's finally, I guess, fitting into his role with this team, because we feel like he was overpaid like a mug, and that was Harrison Barnes. But Harrison Barnes is fitting into that role. He's giving them 12, 13 a night, something like that. And guess what? Buddy Hield, who hit the game winner, remember last week, went viral with the game winner, ran off the court. Buddy Hield is balling. Even Bagley. Quiet.
Jimmy, he was the number 1 pick, and you talking about even?
Yeah, but Bagley had been battling injuries, and now he's been consistent. He's being consistent in the books, and in this Sacramento team. Yeah, I mean, understand 10 teams, from what I understand, will have a chance to make the playoffs. You have 7 plus the final 8, 9, and 8, 8. What is it? 7, 8, 9, and 10. Get the fight for those last 4 spots. So Sacramento is now. Guess what? Can they keep this up? Will they get comfortable and just be happy to start off 4-0? I mean 3-1.
Yeah.
Will they just are they just happy for that?
Jimmy, I looked at some because I know this is a De'Aaron Fox territory, and I'm glad you mentioned him first. But this young man named Tyrese Halliburton from Iowa State, I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't know nothing about him because I didn't watch Iowa State that much, but I heard about him, and I kept hearing about him pre-draft and hearing about him, and he got drafted in the lottery. But Jimmy, it's 3 notes from the King. They 3-1, right? What I like about De'Aaron Fox, I see you mention him, but you say he's slow. I'm thinking, Jimmy, I'm watching him. He done slowed the game down for him. The game has slowed down for him. He had 9 assists, Jimmy, versus 2 turnovers. He usually turned the ball over a lot. And as you just said, I'm just putting these my notes I have for myself. A healthy Marvin Bagley and the bench. Everybody knows their role. I'm watching them guys come off the bench, and their bench is different. And I don't know what the reason, Coach. I mean, we can put it on the players, but if they were losing, we'll blame the coach because people don't like Luke Walton. But we got to give Luke Walton and Alvin Gentry, who came over from New Orleans, Jimmy. We got to give him a little credit also. And Tyrese Halliburton, Jimmy, and just for people who haven't seen him, because I know a lot of people haven't, Jimmy, let me show you some of the plays he made. Just a few of them. I just got a couple of them. Just hold on a second.
I am, because you didn't know what to really expect, but I think Luke Walton can play him in so many different situations and areas as he pulls up and knocks down the 3 on cue, on time, on money.
That's why. Good tempo here.
So with Rico Hines and Bobby Jackson today, he was the first one out on the floor about
in his young NBA career. Here he is off the screen by Whiteside. Bielitsa, side pocket 3 is pure.
Run the show then, young fella.
Reese Halliburton. Just making the right play. Keeping it simple. Make sure that it comes from the finest store when it gets there. And here's Halliburton off the loose ball. A mismatch Barton on him. Gives it out to Bagley. Why not another one? It's back rim. Halliburton with the offensive rebound.
And Jimmy, when you got a young rookie that plays, he's older now. He's been there 4-year guy. He got a guy that playing like that, Jimmy, and playing mature like that. He got a million more play. Jimmy, he shot one from Stephon Curry with that little ugly shot. That's what they were concerned about, this little ugly shot. But I just wanted to add that because I had that video queued up, and I just wanted to share that with y'all because I didn't know you were going to talk about him, though.
You mentioned De'Aaron Fox with, I think, 9 assists.
2 turnovers.
Harrison Bowen had 8 assists.
Wow. Okay.
They're sharing the ball. Buddy Hield. How about this? He's made a 3-pointer in 70 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the NBA. Right.
And how many straight games?
In 70 straight games.
That's awesome.
And I say, and guess who they play next?
Who they play?
The Houston Rockets for New Year's Eve. Remember at the beginning of the season?
You said come here, and I said he should be excited about coming here. Remember I said you said, but he coming home to see his people.
And I would assume, and I'm curious, I'm going to ask, because they have NBA have protocols and strict protocols for those guys when they're on the road to remain, not necessarily in prison, be in prison in their hotels.
I don't know if you can see
where they can go. And I'm really curious to know if I'm quite sure that going home to your parents but
if everybody go home to their parents, Jimmy, it's 450 some guys in the league. If everybody goes home to their parents, it might be a problem.
But what's the difference in going to a certain restaurant if you can go to if you can go to Maestro's and that's permitted?
Because they got special preparations at these particular places, Jimmy.
So that means, so if that's the case, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna find out and
Yeah,
check.
could he go?
I'm gonna find out today. I forgot.
I can make that call.
How does that work? Because there's no way. New Year's Eve in Sacramento, once again, they play the Rockets.
Jimmy, New Year's Eve. Think about this, Jimmy. New Year's Eve, regularly, we understand. But in a pandemic, Jimmy, do you see all the people that's dying? Have you been talking? I've been talking to the doctors and the nurses. Jimmy, it's gonna be a time if this stuff keep going on. If you have a wreck, they ain't gonna have no. They gonna put your ass in the coffee shop or in the florist shop because there are no beds. They're gonna take the flowers out of the florist shop and make a room in there. And that's what I see what you're saying, but these are not normal times. We keep thinking it's normal times, and we're not, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all just do what the hell y'all want to, but we're not living in normal times. So if he come on and stay in his hotel where he's supposed to be, I couldn't. Hey, mama, you can see me anytime. I'm trying to get this check. I don't want this league to go down, because if the country go down, the league gonna go down. So I just look at this thing a lot different. I just look at a lot of people. I just think we need to we need to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on.
And look, another thing, of course, we're talking about the most impressive wins from the NBA last on Tuesday evening. Well, the Bucks and the Heat, the margin punctuates that win is impressive. And 144-97, despite the fact that the Greek Freak was held to single digits for the first time in like a couple of seasons.
Was he held? Was he held or he just?
Yeah, he only took 9 shots.
What's his stats?
He took 9 shots. He had 9 points. Remember, so Greek Freak could have taken more shots if he wanted to.
He wasn't held. Everything was going, man. Them folks were hitting 3-pointers from everywhere.
Well, understand, Hal, if Greek Freak wanted to get it a 10-point, one more point, he could have went out there and got another point.
That's why I say he wasn't held. That's what I was trying to tell you. He wasn't held.
He was held. He was held in some form. He took 9 shots. So you had the opportunity to get 10 points. But 9 shots, normally the rule of thumb is however many attempts you take, you should have produced at least that many points. So he took 9 shots, got 9 points. He had 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, a good stat line in only 24 minutes for the Greek Freak. But let's not take away from those 29 3-pointers that was made out of 51 attempts, guys. That's 50. That's right at 57%.
You know, I got a question for the Boom Boom Room. Hey, y'all, I'm not sure I've seen so many lopsided games this early in the season. Why do y'all think what's the reason for all these lopsided games? Boom Boom Room, tell me, what are y'all reasons? Because I got a few. If people come, we saw Sunday, the Clippers lost by 51, Jimmy. The Heat lost by 47. And New Orleans and Minnesota were both down by 29, Jimmy. What is going? That is piss poor defense. Somebody said, Jimmy, hold up. Somebody said on Twitter, you get down by double digits and there's no crowd energy to hype the comeback. That, Jimmy, you always say that. I think the lack of crowds, one guy on Twitter said, plays interesting, plays into this. Okay. Oh, look at Crystal. Look at Crystal said the same thing. Jimmy, one guy said, hold up. Somebody said, I wonder if it goes hand in hand with the league becoming 3-point centric. 29 free throws. They said, when one team makes their threes and the other team misses, there can be big blowouts. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, these dudes, they were just, this is one of those things, they were actually cooking. Put it like this, guys. Understand something. The first quarter, the score was 46-26. They scored 46 points in the first quarter. Milwaukee did.
What they scored in the second quarter?
37.
Wow.
I mean, but the 46, they had 16 threes at the half.
Yeah. Jimmy.
This is one of those games where they were cooking as a team. You remember Golden State, the memories we had when Klay Thompson was cooking with all those threes and think what
12 in a row, 12 in one game.
That was, understand. Just imagine if you had 4 Klay Thompsons on the court for the whole game.
That's not gonna happen. But I know what you're saying.
No. I'm just talking about in this particular game. In this particular game,
what you saying? They would have hit more. They not Jimmy. No, I mean
no. I'm saying that's the result of you seeing what the Milwaukee Bucks. They're not known. They don't live and die by the three like
You're
that.
right. You're right. Absolutely.
They play small. They go and get the. They go and get the two. They live mostly for the 2-pointers. They're a mid-range team for the most part. But what it showed is somebody said it earlier in the Boom Boom Room. What it did show is this team without Greek Freak. Understand? Jimmy Butler didn't play. Yeah, but hell, think about it like this: Greek Freak was a 9 points. Mm-hmm. So his fingerprints wasn't on this victory to that magnitude in regard on the offensive end. He played well, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. Yes, that's super. But if Jimmy Butler would have been there, you could have had 5 Jimmy Butlers on the court with Miami. It wouldn't have stopped. If those dudes were that hot, you weren't stopping them. So
back to what that comment somebody tweeted about. Just in this climate, if you one team making their threes and the other teams not, you can get your behind blowed out in this league because these are pros. They practice them all the time. You know, they just in the games. It just don't work all the time, Jimmy. But
another record in this particular game. I'm trying to think. They had 13 players that played.
Okay.
Out of the 13, the Greek Freak is the only one that hit a 3-pointer.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's the only one that did not make a 3. Everybody on the team made one. Think about it. Think about how good the Milwaukee Bucks that you're talking about. Think about it. They took so much heat, pun intended, from the bubble, losing to the Miami Heat, being eliminated by this team. They wanted this team. I don't give a damn if Jimmy, like I said, if Jimmy Butler was there, you could have Jimmy Buffett. You could have Jimmy Walker. You could have Jimmy Hicks. It didn't matter.
We know we got our ass to him, did.
Hell, Jimmy Carter could have been there for the sack of peanut. It didn't matter what Jimmy you had. They wasn't. Man, hey man, I'm
he
just
tried,
like
Jimmy. Hold up, Jimmy. Go look at his stats. He tried to get him a 3 now. He just couldn't make now.
Yeah, he took 2 of them.
He shoot for 2?
Yeah, he took 2.
Okay.
He took 2, and but that was impressive. And is it more impressive for the Bucks or more disappointing for the Heat? Because for you to get beat like that, that means they beat the fight out of you.
Jimmy, if you keep hitting 2s and these guys keep hitting 3s and you can't make no 3, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Jimmy, it's dudes. It's crazy, man.
Also, last night.
Okay.
How about the Knicks handing the Cavaliers their first loss of the season? And in doing so, shout out to Lori Dotson on the feed. She's the mother, guys, Lori Dotson of Damian Dotson.
Yes.
Damian Dotson played a season high 22 minutes against his former team. He had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers in those 22 minutes during the loss, 95-86. Julius Randle is leading the Knicks in scoring and rebounding this season. And I don't know if that's good or bad for the Knicks, but I'm thinking right now the Knicks this year is a bubble. they're looking. It's a ping pong ball year for the Knicks again. It's another ping pong ball year, but Julius is averaging 24 and 7 on the season. But I mean, those are some of the things, some of the highlights, I guess, from last night.
And you know what, Phoenix, Jimmy? I was thinking about it. We've been a week into the league, right? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
We've been, and on Monday. I mean, we come back on Monday. I saw some comments. I know you saw them, and I brushed them aside because people were talking about, Robert, I know you're gonna let him have it about what James Harden did and what you call him. But I said that I'm not worried about. But let me show you something I found out. I was looking at something. Okay, this NBA has been quite a week old, about a week old, right? And it's a very dangerous small sample, like we talking about it now. That small sample of them guys hitting all of them 3-pointers. Y'all remember this is just a small sample. It got a lot of season left to go. And but Jimmy, there's some stuff that stood out. Okay. And there's some compelling stuff that popped out to me. No matter what you think about James Harden, and there's a lot to think about. Okay. No matter what you think about his behavior, and there's a lot to think about. The guy is a super elite player, even though he's not in condition. I see, Jimmy. I was mad. You say, how you said it was your head and your heart. I understand why the Rockets' asking price is so high, and why they so much. I understand why they asking them for so much. I really do now. I wouldn't budge on my price if I was them. And when a dude, I watched that first preseason game, fresh off the plane from Lil Baby and all that. He made 4 or 5 plays in that game to say, wow. Then, Jimmy, the other day, he had 44 points against Portland. But what's key, Jimmy, he had 17 assists. That's almost 40. That's almost 40 points in assists. Then the next game, 34 points. And I understand, and I was just thinking about if I'm the Rockets, I wouldn't budge. Because I had to put myself in the Rockets. I said, get out of Robert Hatter. Don't do Robert Hatter, because Robert Hatter, want y'all to trade him. But if I was Raphael Stone, I wouldn't. You know why, Coach Jimmy? Because as the time unfolds in the season, Jimmy, it's going to be a bunch of teams that are packed in the middle. Okay? I call that the NBA middle class. They're going to be kind of fat, right? But to me, he's the best offensive player in the NBA. Can't nobody say. Coming off short rest, season quarantine. Coming off of, Jimmy, think about this. Coming off a contentious series of interactions with your boss. You know how y'all do. You done had an argument with the boss. You won't trade me. Go to y'all job. Go to y'all job. And then, hold on. And then you step in that next day after y'all done got into it. You step in the next day and you have your best day for you sit there and have your best day for the team. I'm just sitting there. I'm talking about mentally. Y'all know how mentally fragile some of these people are. But this dude, mad at the coach, mad at the GM, mad at the owner, and could come in and give you 44 and 17. I mean, I know it's going to happen, but I understand the Rockets. Listen, I was mad. I'm going to tell you why I was mad at the Rockets. So y'all can. They didn't give Sam Cassell an interview. They didn't give John Lucas the job. I got a right to, I just wish they would have gave those two guys their chance. And so my disdain for the Rockets is there. It's personal. It's personal. But I sit there and looked at this stuff, man, and I understand them guys. I mean, and Jimmy, I found out about Christian Woods. Jimmy, they get it. Detroit was trying to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy, did you know what was happening with him at UNLV? He
I
had
don't know
red
what that
flags.
UNLV.
Yeah, he had red flags coming into the league. Jimmy, red flag. So many red flags, Jimmy. The guy on the phone, an executive, wouldn't even tell me the red flags. And they saying, we hope, because he's a young player, we hope he can come to Houston and get his life together. They gave him away. This dude got skills, Jimmy. You know, and I sit there and hold up. I'm going to help you out again. I hate to say this, but I had an epiphany. No, hold on. Just slow down. I'm going to show you how I am. Jimmy, I talked to somebody, and they just talking about, Robert, it's all right to have your opinion, but you can't shoot down nobody else's, and don't let them shoot down yours. I said, okay. So, Jimmy, you had a great opinion. You felt that this team this year is better than the team last year.
On paper.
On paper. And my thing was the Achilles injuries of the two of the players. But I didn't think about this Christian Woods dude. I went and guess what I did? I went and did my research on him. He got the ability, Jimmy. He's way better than Clint Capella offensively.
Yeah.
Way better. So, I mean, hey, I know James don't want to be here, and I ain't going to sit here and play with y'all on it. I don't care. But guess what? When you put a basketball in front of him, he gonna play it. Jimmy, I know we got to go to a break, but when you put a basketball in front of him, he gone. But you can comment. You can gloat, and I'll let you gloat. I'll give you a moment. I'll give you a moment before I push that break button on you. But come on.
Say, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. He hasn't even played a regular season game with Boogie Cousins, with John Wall.
Who you talking about? Christian Woods?
Yes. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Okay.
So remember, they're scouting on him right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing this with the scout on him. Mm-hmm. They got a scout on Boogie now.
Jimmy, it's hard to scout on somebody when you got them up scoring 34. I mean, 44 and 17. It's just hard. You can scout all you want. I done learned about them, Jimmy. I'm reading this book, Jimmy.
Yeah, but in his first two games, he's had to defend two of the best international big men in the world.
Okay.
And they both
Jokic.
And they
Jokic and Nurkic. You said about Jokic and Nurkic.
International big men in the world.
Yeah.
He's had to defend.
Yeah.
So now he gets to face the rim for a nice chunk of the time he's on the court. And that's what he really wants to do.
Can he rebound?
Capella wanted to do this, but Clint Capella couldn't shoot.
But Clint Capella can rebound, and Christian Woods kind of
he can rebound too. He's athletic as hell. He's athletic.
How many rebounds is he averaging?
I'm not sure. I mean, he's averaging. I don't have it in front of me, but understand. With Boogie not on the floor. With Boogie on the floor, he becomes the weak side.
Jimmy, how many games you go? How many games? Since you keep talking about, how many games you gonna give Boogie before he blow up? How many games?
What do you call blow up?
Well, he gonna do something ignorant. He gonna either do something ignorant or he gonna get hurt. How many games you gonna give Boogie?
Something ignorant, it depends on how good you playing. If you do something ignorant and you playing well, we just gonna ignore it.
How many games you gonna give Boogie playing this year?
3 losses in a row. Then Boogie gonna do something. He gonna slap the hell out of somebody.
No. How many games? Give me the number. 72 games. You gonna say he gonna play what? What are you gonna play? 30, 40?
You mean how many actually?
How many games? He gonna play. Yeah.
Oh, he comes back. He comes back this game coming up.
No, I'm talking about in the season. How many games?
I understand that. So he comes back. So it means he comes back. He's missed only 3 games. 2 or 3? Well, so Boogie plays the over and under of how many games Boogie Cousins played this season with the Rockets. I would say would be 50.
Okay.
50.
All I got
You know, early on, you're probably not going to play him on some back-to-backs, on the second end of back-to-backs, on early going until he feels into his rhythm, and it goes from there. But we go to a quick break, guys. We come right back. We get into that topic you've been waiting on. Plus, we got a surprise guest for you guys as well. You didn't see that one coming, and just wait, and we'll tell you who when we come back on the Chop Shop. You guys hang right there. Share the show, if you will. It's perfect time to do so because it's about to go down in the Chop Shop.
Okay. Where is my sound? I need my food stamp. Oh, yeah. Give me my food stamp. Yeah.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Jimmy, a special guest is in the dressing room. I mean, he's in the
Okay.
and I think he can hear us. But we'll figure out how to make it happen. And I'm gonna sign that to him. Okay. He's in the dressing room.
I guess we'll go right into the question.
Okay.
The topic on the tweet.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Okay.
And
you want to bring him on?
I mean, it's up to you, depending on how you're gonna do this, because you want to show him, you're gonna show him the tweet, I think.
I didn't. I couldn't put it up. It's too many things. I can't do it too much last minute like that.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. We want to do one at a time.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you guys on yesterday evening. Here's the deal, and we get right into this because this might take some time. But I'm gonna invite you guys to share the show right now. I'm about to do it myself. It's that top of the hour, so it's share time. Be unselfish. Share the show to your timelines, to your friends. If you're on YouTube, YouTubers, give us some thumbs up over there. Give us thumbs up and share the show. Once again, if you're on the Facebook feed, the Chop Shop, we're streaming live, Facebook and YouTube around the globe. Shout out to our viewers all over the country. I mean, various states. And guess what, guys? Just because you don't see a person in the feed, especially on Facebook, that does not mean they're not watching. There are a lot of people that don't want their bosses to know that they're watching. There are a lot of college coaches who are watching. They simply have the option to not tap the button to let you know that they are present. So be mindful and understanding that there are people that definitely every day that watch the Chop Shop, but not necessarily want you guys to know they're watching. And I'm quite sure some of you guys have encountered people that have said, "Oh, I saw it yesterday," but then you might wonder, "Why you didn't say that?" Nah, I ain't want to get into that. I ain't want to. But that's one of the things that has made this community become what it is. The Chop Shop is it. You guys are great. You are awesome because you don't take nothing.
But Jimmy, we can't leave the guest hanging on that long because he's gonna cut off and come back on because I can't communicate with him. I can't communicate.
We got the guest on, and the guest is on the form of audio. You guys won't be able to see the video. And
Brian, are you there?
How to probably be able to
yes, sir.
On it.
I'm here.
Okay.
Our guest today on the Chop Shop. You guys may remember a couple of weeks ago, that was a huge basketball game on ESPN, which was groundbreaking because it pitted a high school team up against a club team during the scholastic season. And this was Team Sizzle, which featured Chet Holmgren versus Yipsy Prep with Imani Bates. Went head to head, went at it. And that game, of course, lived up to the hype. Team Sizzle ended up taking the win and pulling away and in the fourth quarter. Both of the marquee players in that game scored over 30 apiece. However, that was a little guard that shot the lights out with about 8 threes that game that came away with winning the hearts of a lot of the viewers as well. The coach and the founder of Team Sizzle, Brian Sandifer, is with us live right now on the Chop Shop.
Okay.
And we have Brian. What's going on? Welcome to the Chop Shop, B. What's the word?
Oh, baby, I'm blessed, man. I'm so grateful that you guys allowed me to come on here and spend some time with you. And you guys get me amped up talking about that game against Imani Bates about a month ago, man. I got so much, people was giving me so much problems about me getting excited on the bench and rocking the baby and all kinds of stuff on the sideline. That game brought it out of me, man. My kids get me going, man. I love it.
Brian, hold up, Brian. Brian, I'm gonna show you the picture you got. I got you on the screen because somehow your video didn't show up. You're with my man Snoop. Snoop, man, what's going on? Tell the people because I know they're gonna be saying how. Tell that story. What's going on with you and Snoop right there?
Man, that's my guy, man. Master P, you know, his kids, he moved to Minnesota. He got a phone, but he moved to Minnesota last year.
That's right.
And Master P's kids, Hershey and Mercy, play for me. So he moved to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
They go to the same high school as Jalen Suggs, a kid that's highly cut on the Gonzaga and Chet Holmgren. So Master P brought him to the school last year around this time, about a year ago right now, and enrolled him at the school. And for that time, you know, Master P had a connection with Jalen Suggs' dad because when Master P was running the P. Miller All-Stars, when Jalen Suggs was 4th to 5th grade, he used to fly him back and forth to play with him in the off time when he wasn't playing for the team, playing for us in Minneapolis. So that's been going on for about 10 years. So he brought him up to Minnesota. Me and Master P have developed a brotherhood. I mean, me, him, and Larry Suggs, Jalen Suggs' dad, are very close. And Master P and I probably talk every day, 2 or 3 times a day. So, you know, his kids' recruitment really, really elevated playing with us. And me and him have developed a brotherhood. And he was like, hey, B, man, Snoop's having a 3-on-3 event in L.A. And I want to have the boys come out there. I want Chet to come out and play, Hershey, his son Mercy, and one kid that we had really highly talented, Prince of Legbe. So I get out there, man, and me and Snoop hit it off. We had talked quite a bit on the phone prior to getting there. And man, once we got down there, man, me and Snoop, man, that's my guy, man. We hung out, me, him, Quavo, Offset, man. The 3-on-3 event was off the charts. I mean, we ended up losing in the semifinals, but Snoop's team from Long Beach ended up winning with the highly talented kid named Perry Watson. But from that day on, man, me and Snoop have been all good, man. That was a great night. That picture was one of the many great things I can say about that night. I can just put it that way.
Hey, Brian, you know what I'm seeing? I'm watching. You talking about your journey in that situation, right? And I used to tell young kids a long time ago, basketball can take you all over the world. Took my son all over the world. Put you in circles that you meeting people otherwise you might not have a chance to rub shoulders with.
Never.
So this is a very important game, and that's why, Brian, I always try to preserve the game and preserve the integrity of the game because, man, I know what it can do. Brian, it's me and your first time meeting, but I was just sitting there thinking about it. I got a son that he went to Cornell and played there,
Wow.
but and started there for 4 years, and that gift that took him all over the world. We were in Spain, Portugal, Ibiza. We went all over the world because of a little basketball. You follow me? So
man.
That's why I tell people don't take you don't have to go to Duke all the time. You don't have to go. If you good enough at this game and put yourself and make positive influences and make positive relationships in this game can take you wherever. And I'm glad you said that, Brian. This not rehearsed. I didn't know that about you, but thank you for sharing that story with us, man.
Yeah,
and of course, we get to
basketball's brought us together today. I mean,
yes,
I love it.
Yes. What you say, Jim?
Indeed. Yeah, we have Brian Sandifer on the phone. I mean, on the Chop Shop with us today. And if you're just tuning in, he's doing the audio, and that's why you can't. You see that's his picture with him with Snoop Dogg, but he's on the phone with us, and he's in Minnesota. He's the founder of Team Sizzle, and we're going to get into a variety of topics. But first and foremost, Jimmy,
I got that tweet for you up on the screen. I'm gonna take it off now, but I got it for you. I found it. I had to.
So you found it. So we'll talk about that in a second. But first, we want to talk about B so that people understand the road he traveled.
Okay.
You have a football background, from what I understand, and even played at the highest level. You also have a son that played football, and that was a football star. And just take us there for your NFL background, and how did that morph you into finding Team Sizzle?
Well, basketball obviously has always been my love. It's my passion, but I tried to play a little bit of basketball through high school when I played 2 years in college. But after a while, there weren't too many point guards that was 6'2", 225, whatever. I mean, I can't go out there look at Cam Chancellor playing point guard wasn't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So, so I realized that, if I was going to try to make some money or try it into the professional ranks at some level, that football would be my ticket. So, I went to junior college for 2 years at Normandale Community College here and signed to play at University of Northern Iowa in Cedar Falls, Iowa, right out of Waterloo. Played there with the great players. I played with Bryce Pop, who was an all-pro defensive end for years in the NFL, Buffalo, and the Green Bay Packers. And James Jones was my roommate, was a third-round pick in Cleveland Browns. So we had a lot of talent there. And also I came in with Kurt Warner. I was the number one recruit in the class with Kurt Warner. And, Kurt Warner was a red shirt, didn't play till the senior year. And you look what the journey's taking him $150 million later. So I did that, got done playing there, and things didn't really work out with NFL. I didn't have a bunch of good agents in that. So I went on and played in Italy 1 year in Italy in the Italian Football League as a player coach. Played in Bolzano I was there 6 months. We went on to go to the first Italian Super Bowl in the history of the program. I was a player coach there. And then when I left there, I became a arena football. I got drafted by the ex Hall of Fame coach Lou Saban, who coached O.J. Simpson with the Buffalo Bills years ago. Remember the Lou Saban guys?
Yeah.
Lou Saban was my coach. He drafted me and for to play with the Milwaukee Mustangs in '94, and I played arena football from '94 to 2001. And I just had a great experience, man. I played all of Milwaukee. I played in Iowa. Played at 3 teams in Minnesota. I mean, I just was blessed, and the connections I made with different people. A lot of great players. I played against Eddie Brown, Antonio Brown's dad, who played for the Albany Fibers, who was a Hall of Fame receiver in the Arena League, and Barry Wagner, who played for Orlando Predators. He was an all-time great arena player. So I've had a chance to play against a bunch of great guys, and all of us had one thing in common. We all had kids. So when I was done playing, I had to figure out a way to transform my passion of the game off the field to my kids. So my son was about 7, 8 years old at that time, and I wanted him to have a stage to go and be able to showcase his abilities. So I started a program with Larry Suggs, his nephews, Javon and Deion Suggs, when they're about 9 years old. So that's what the beginning when Sizzle started. It was grassroots, it was grassroots initially. It's grassroots Sizzle now. I was grassroots, and then Larry Suggs was Sizzle. He came up when Jalen got a little older. He watched what I did with all of the younger Suggs kids, the older Suggs kids, and Larry followed the progression. And he saw what we were doing. I was getting kids in college. I was the only black inner city program. I was hosting tournaments. I hosted tournaments 10 months out of the year. So that's how I funded my program. I would have tournaments, and then I would just funnel the money back to the program because I had inner city kids that didn't have any type of funds, but they had the game. They had the game, so I wasn't going to shortchange my kids and not get them in the exposure event. So I would just have tournaments, take all the money. I remember one time we went to the Real Deal on the Hill in Arkansas. I played for my buddy Bill Ingram, Arkansas. He ran the Arkansas Hawks. And we played down at the University of Arkansas. I rented 4 town and country vans. We probably had 22 kids in those 3 vans. Went down, played, and that was just kind of the journey that I've taken up until the last 5.5 years ago, when Jalen Suggs was an 8th grader going to 9th grade. Under Armour representative Nick Blatchford saw us playing in Las Vegas, and we were supposed to play in a showcase game, and we ended up not getting to play. So I went over to the Fab 48 where Gary Charles, who's a big name in the AAU game. Gary Charles ran an event at Bishop O'Gorman, and he ran the event, and so he allowed us to play in the showcase. And lo and behold, our first game against Team Final, we playing against Cam Reddick, who's in the NBA right now, and what's my young man Lonnie Walker that plays San Antonio Spurs. And first play of the game, Jalen Suggs was an 8th grader. And he dunked on Lonnie Walker's 8th grader. And every coach in the gym went crazy looking through the program to see who Sizzle was. We weren't even the Sizzle. We just was an add-on. Nobody knew who he was. So that's how the Sizzle thing came about. And from that day on, I told Larry Suggs that I think that we should join forces and do grassroots Sizzle. And we got an Under Armour contract at that point. And we got pretty much pennies to start it off of for us. Just to give us just a hand slap was a blessing. We could get anything to go where the places we've been. And, man, from that point on, I told him when we came in, I had more than just Jalen Suggs. And next thing you know, now you just was talking about Chet Holmgren, the kid who played against them. Chet, I told him we had Chet. Chet was probably 130 pounds back then. He was 6'9", 130 pounds. Nobody thought he was going to be what he was. But Larry Suggs, and I kept telling everybody, just a matter of time. And, now I'm blessed to possibly have, 2 kids be back-to-back overall number 1s in the draft. So, I mean, that's a blessing.
Wow, I like that. And Chet, I got a question. You had Chet how long? How long you been had it?
Third grade.
Wow.
Jalen since he was in the kindergarten.
Guess what?
So they grew up seeing my son, who you mentioned about my son. My son grew up. They grew up watching him. So when they were younger, they would always go watch him play. So when he played, they was always they were the top team in high school in Minnesota, number 1 in the state. Always had kids going Division I. They got he's probably the last one. Him and another kid named Jordan Jet that are still playing professional sports. Jordan plays professional basketball in Australia. My son's playing in the Arena Football League. He plays for the St. Louis Bandits now. So it's just been a blessing, man. And Jalen and them, they all work out together in the off season. The older kids, like my son and them, they just got done working out an hour ago. All working out together still. So
You
we
know what
very
though?
family oriented.
Let me tell you something, Brian. Now I see, because I'm watching. Jimmy came back on the show talking about the little swagger that Chet got.
Oh man.
Now I see where he get it. Okay, I'm understanding now.
You emulate
Hey,
whom
let me
you
tell you something, man.
idolize.
Chet is a tall version of Paul Wall. That's the best way I can say it to you.
No.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow.
And you know, I got to see Chet. I got to see Chet up close.
Yeah.
Spent almost a week with him during the NBPA Top 100 camp last summer. I'm on the selection committee for the camp. I never told you that, B, but so I've been on the selection committee for almost 10 years now with the Top 100 camp. I don't like to flaunt it out there because I don't. Prayer is short, and often I remind folks, but it's not part of my social media tags. You don't see it on my website. You know what I'm just saying? You don't see, and every now and then I remind folks because they forget that yes, I'm on the selection committee. And so we started the year that we had him there. That wasn't this summer. That was last summer. He got MVP of the championship game.
Yes.
I mean, and he was one of the darlings of the camp because each day he would perform, but he was so slender, and people would like discredit and always try to write it off. But yeah, he just did this because that. Well, the only reason he did this because of that. Well, because so-and-so wasn't on the court, and that was the same year that James Wiseman came for one day. Right? Remember, James Wiseman came for that one day, then went to USA Basketball. And so we had Chet there, but I noticed how his swag was premium. Now you're right. We see where he gets it from, and of course yourself, B. And you mentioned earlier during that game against Yipsy Prep. Of course, Money Base is a class of 2022.
Yeah,
Chet is 2021.
Hold on, Jimmy, talk.
We wanted to make a point to everybody in the country, and I've been saying that if you look at tweets I've had in the past, I've been saying that he's the best player in the country overall, regardless of class. There's no player, if you was at the camp like you was, he dominates the floor on both ends of the floor, offense, defense. There hasn't been a high school shot blocker that I have seen like that. And I wasn't old enough to see Lou Alcindor play, but I heard he probably the only one that's similar to that.
Jimmy?
Yeah. Now, speaking of Minnesota, a couple of years ago, that was a guy from Houston that's one of the prominent pioneers of the AAU scene, had moved to Minnesota and actually coached under your umbrella. And that's John Urie.
John Urie!
Tell us how in the hell, John Urie was a lifelong Adidas guy. How in the hell did you meet John Urie?
Wow.
How did John meet you?
Listen, man, I was in the gym with one of my teams, and I had just a bunch of just goons, just cats that was, just getting out the streets, basketball. This was they was unsigned seniors. They needed somewhere to go. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to take these dudes on the road and put them on the road as unsigned seniors. And if I can get all 10 of them a JUCO scholarship somewhere, that's what I'm going to do. So I put them all together with a couple of younger dudes. And, man, we went out. Urie came to a practice just randomly. He just showed up. He had called me. He said, man, I heard you the guy. He comes to the practice, man, and he fell in love with them dudes because, them are the type of dudes he liked. He coached BJ, TJ Ford and Amari Stoudemire. Them are his kids. So he's used to those type of grinders, Jimmy Butler. So he saw my kids, man. He saw what I was doing. I told him way back then, hey, man, I got a young kid. I said, see the little kid over there, Suggs? I said, he's going to be a monster. This was Suggs might have been first, second grade. He's over there looking. Yeah, okay. A few years later, Urie runs into me. He's playing in the Under Armour in the UA Rise League, but I'm in the top league. There he goes, Steve Suggs. I said, I told you. And he said, you called it out. But Urie's one of, I've been knowing John 10 years, man.
Wow.
He's like a big brother to me. I mean, calls all the time to make sure, he said, boy, you told me about them kids, because he had heard me rave about Chet and Jalen But he was like, he goes, he didn't know until he seen him on that circuit. And they was ripping it up. Jalen was MVP of the league last year. And had we had a league this year, I think Chet was going to be the MVP for sure this year. But, like you said, this game of basketball is why we're talking now. I met 10 years ago. I meet you guys yesterday. It's a blessing.
Yeah. And of course, speaking of Under Armour, of the Under Armour circuit, we all know we've had a couple of the guys. Of course, Jazzy Hardwell passed away earlier this year.
Oh man!
And he was a member of the Under Armour family with his with his Urban DFW program. And rest in peace, Jazzy. Also, Lupe Nunez had the San Antonio. It was Texas San Antonio hard work at first.
Team hard work.
He and Booman Jackson. Then they turned into Texas.
That's like a brother to me.
Oh, well, you some kin to us because that's our brother too.
Come on, man.
How did you meet Lupe?
Come on, man. He was coaching Team Hard Work in the Under Armour League. That's my brother.
And they see each other all the time, Jimmy, on the circuit.
Listen,
yeah,
that's my brother. He'll tell you that.
Oh man,
good people, man, good people. And we're taking a blast to the past and a lap around the track. We have with us Brian Sanderford with Team Sizzle, of course, Grassroots Sizzle, as many of you guys may know as well. And now the difference, as you mentioned before, between Grassroots Sizzle, Team Sizzle is because that team is playing as a unit during the pandemic. Now, how explain to a lot of people that don't know the land basketball, and I'm freezing up. Huh?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
He can hear you, but you were talking at the same time. What were you about to say, Brian?
Oh, a lot of people think that Sizzle is a club team. Yeah, it's a club team, but all the kids at Mini High Academy where Chet and Jalen Suggs go, that's all my kids. So everybody you saw on that roster all go to the same high school. So we just didn't go as Mini High Academy. We went as Sizzle, but the Mini High Academy and Sizzle, same thing. They got 100 kids at the high school. They play for me and the dad.
100?
And
yeah.
So you talking about? So you clarified that. So a lot of people didn't understand that. They were thinking, like in different parts of the country, people may say, "Oh, they just picked up a bunch of kids from all over the." No, it's not like that. Those kids,
no,
right?
No, sir. No, sir. Them kids all go to the same school and have been. And the thing about it, had we had our AAU team, they would have shut the gym down because we would have blew them out the gym. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just being honest. But that's our high school team.
Wow.
So now, which team from out of Texas have gave you the most the most problems as far as you being able to not ever beaten? You had the Houston Defenders with Aaron Harrison. We mentioned Texas
that's
Hard
my
Work,
guy.
What team is giving you that you haven't beaten yet from down this way?
I beat Hard Work last year. I beat Lupe. The only team from Texas that has really given me our time was Aaron Harrison a few years ago was loaded, man. Woo, Lord. He was loaded. So, we lost to them the first year we was in the UA 217. They beat us pretty handily. But other than that, I mean, we haven't had any major problems. Most of the teams we've had the toughest games with in the UA league is them East Coast teams. Team Thrill, that's Will Barton's program. Who else is on there? Team Felton out of Carolina was really tough. Jeff McGinnis had a really good team.
Yes.
Jeff McGinnis, he's coaching to play in North Carolina. My buddy Bobby Mays, like a brother to me out of DC. His program was loaded every year. He had Jaden Springer and kids like that. T. Wiggins, who's in the NFL now to play wide out for Clemson. Who's played for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, he's always got a bunch of big time athletes. So. And then you got to think, Anthony Edwards, Atlanta Express. He was #1 overall pick in the draft this year from the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
So, I'm real tight with Wendell too. But Lupe's like a brother, though, for real.
Oh, great guy.
And so now give us the scope of the state of Minnesota. And just for the fans that are watching right now, and if you're watching on Chop Shop, make sure you take out the time to share the show, if you will, to your timelines, to your friends, to your hoop groups, If you're on the YouTube feed, give us a thumbs up as well. What are the grassroots program, the sneaker sponsored grassroots program in the state of Minnesota? How many are there in the entire state? And what are they?
Well, there's 3. There's 2 of them are minority based. Myself and then Renee Pulley. Renee Pulley runs a Nike based program called Howard Pulley. Renee is like I would say, like I call him, he's the godfather of all of AAU in Minnesota. He's been doing it longer than all of us. You know what I'm saying? He's over the last 5 years, because we got our shoe contract before. There's a lot of kids that Renee would get that he can't get anymore, simply because we got a different look. We got a different stage now because we got the shoe contract. So it's even playing fields for everybody, And, I've had Jalen and Chet since they were so young. And those are kids that typically 10 years ago, he would have been able to grab those kids because he had the stage. So, Renee, and then there's an Adidas program called D1 Minnesota that my buddy Tom Crochelle and Jeremy Miller run. They had the Matthew Hurt kid that plays from University of Duke. And, they got another kid, McKinley Wright, that's an all Pac-12 kid out of Colorado. Those programs, but those programs there, they get more of they gravitate more towards the suburban kids. They get more of, you know what I mean? And I've been inner city based, so now that we've had success and we have the stage, the inner city part and the suburban part with us has come together for us. So that's what's really elevated our program.
Yes, man. You mentioned Renee Pulley, and he's definitely, he's like an old uncle to me. Me and Renee, we go back almost 20 years with myself, Renee Pulley. Next time you see him, you let him know that you rapped with me down in Houston. Jim makes small world in basketball, that indeed. And speaking of Minnesota, Big Ten territory. I was looking, and we shift gears. We're talking. We'll go around the horn with. You have 9 teams in the Big Ten that's in the top 25 this week.
Yeah, that's good. That's unbelievable.
Including Minnesota.
Wow.
9 teams.
In the top 25?
In the top 25, they
have 9
teams.
Hey, watch this, Brian. Pandemic year.
Is that live or memory? Is that legit?
Are they that good, Brian? You've been keeping up with them. Are those teams that good?
No.
Oh.
I'll put it to you like this. What they are, Big Ten teams are real physical. It's almost like they play in football. Like Illinois got a bunch of big goons. They ain't playing. Illinois, Purdue, Minnesota just plays bully ball now. That Marcus Carr kid, that point guard they got is really tough. He's just a bulldog. And I think with Pitino playing in a contract year, I think Pitino had got his kids ready for war. He lost Daniel Otero, who was the second-round pick of the Clippers.
Yeah.
He lost Amir Coffey, who plays for the Clippers now. So he lost 2 kids that would still be there right now. So for him to be that, then I've never seen a Minnesota team beat Michigan State by 25 my whole life. They beat Michigan State by 25 the other night. Now that tells me, not knocking Minnesota, but that tells me that Izzo is going to let the competition catch up to him, because I've never known him lose to the Gophers by 25. Never.
Great point. But Brian, I mentioned it in jest, but I am really and truly, this pandemic has had different effects on different teams and different programs.
I agree. Well, look at Kentucky. It don't look so good no more, does it?
Ooh-wee.
1-6. 1-6.
This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna tell you this about that.
Okay.
And y'all take it how you want to take it.
Okay.
Now, you see my kid Suggs at Gonzaga, who's taking the country by storm, and I said it humbly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you see Chet, right?
Yeah.
The home kid we talking about. Do you realize that that Suggs only had one blue school offer? That's from Kansas. Kentucky never offered him, and Chet's never been offered by Kentucky or Duke. Now you tell me, if Jalen Suggs was playing for Kentucky right now, would they be 1-6?
Heck no. But if they don't have nobody on their roster that look like Jalen Suggs.
But B, if they had offered, would he have taken that? Would he have accepted and committed
when he was a ninth grader? He said, "All I want to get off of Kentucky." Never offered him.
Wow.
Duke never offered him. You telling me that if Jalen Suggs was at Duke right now, they wouldn't be undefeated?
Jimmy, they never offered him. You Jimmy, you kind of blacked out a little bit. They never offered him, Jimmy. Brian said that's his dream. He said in the ninth grade that's he wanted to go to Kentucky.
They never offered him.
They never offered him.
Duke's never offered him.
Man, that's so. What do those coaches say now when they come back now? And you talk to some of those coaches
about Chet.
You know, what's the atmosphere like now? Or do you use that against them and say, you know what, you didn't want to offer Jalen, you didn't want to offer Chet. Don't even ask me about the next one. You know, is it like that?
I'm glad you said it. That's why I feel.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Okay.
I like that, B.
Yeah,
and of course, one of the things I want to get into also and ask you as we shift gears on the Chop Shop. You guys just tuning in. This good convo we have with Brian Sandifer with Grassroots Sizzle out of Minnesota, and this is the team that took the world by storm this couple of weeks ago when they played a nationally televised game against Yipsy Prep, and the tall 7-foot white kid named Chet Holmgren captivated the hearts of many and could be possibly the number one pick in the NBA draft in 2 years. And of course, another player that's alumnus of that program, Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga. He was recently injured and missed I think only gonna miss a game or two mildly with the number one ranked team in the country. Also, we know Gonzaga is no stranger to Texas, as they have Drew Timme on the inside, banging things down and wreaking havoc. A lot of those schools didn't offer Drew Timme as well.
That's right.
I want to let you know, so don't feel bad. A lot of schools didn't think Drew Timme would his talents would transition up to that level.
I got a question for Brian. Brian, before you go there, Brian, why Jalen? Why Gonzaga? Because I know Penny wanted him at Memphis bad. Why did he go all the way to Gonzaga?
Style of play.
Okay.
Style of play. His dad, me and his dad were sitting home one night, and we called each other at the same time. He said, "Hey, B, are you watching Gonzaga play right now?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "I love the way they get it up down the floor," and he goes, "I love the way they run the pick and roll." Jalen Suggs is a monster on the pick and roll. He's a monster. If you watch any of his game film, look how many reads he makes when Drew Timme slips off the pick and roll. Drew Timme's getting open looks. Layup, dunk, Kispert. And we remember when Jeremy Pargo played there. He was a bad boy. When Jeremy Pargo played there, Mark Few let Jeremy Pargo get down. He let him play. He let him play his game. And, we remember that. And, we watched the Pangos and John Stockton. So now, obviously, Jalen Suggs is dynamic. You know what I mean? So, and here's the other thing. Mark Few out-recruited everybody. He didn't even think he could get Suggs. So I called him and told him, I said, listen, he want to come there, but it's up to you. You got to recruit him, not your assistants. You. I didn't have to say nothing else. He had that private jet in Minnesota. I thought he lived here. He came so much. But he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? And then, style of play, and they were understanding. He's one and done. Because Suggs he had one foot in the door in the G League, and the other foot he was going to go to Gonzaga. So they knew, that they were understanding. They were good with the one and done, and they knew that possibly him going one and done, they'd have obviously an opportunity to get Chet Holmgren as well. So, 3-4 months later, I mean, look at the kid. He's projected to possibly be the #1 overall pick. All the kids on the team, draft status went up. They're the #1 team in the country, and they're the most talked about college team in college basketball. And they're only a mid-major.
Well, I sure wish they had a not canceled that game against the Baylor Bears.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
if they'll be the #1 team in the country.
Man, you better stop. I knew you were going to hit me with that Baylor. I know you've been waiting.
I was waiting, baby.
You think Gonzaga would beat Baylor?
Who? I'm going to tell you both something that's really bad. Listen to this now.
Okay.
When Suggs was a 9th grader, guess who the first coach that came to my college, to his high school and offered him a full ride and never followed up and never came back to see him again? Scott Drew, Baylor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Never followed up.
Got one of my kids on their roster that played with Jalen, played on the A team. Dane Danger. He's redshirting this year. That's our kid.
So where's Chet going to go?
Never followed up. And they got 2 Minnesota assistant coaches who are my buddies on their staff. So you tell me. Jerome Tang and Jared Nunes are both from Minnesota. Man, what y'all doing? What are you guys doing down there, Baylor, coach?
Hey, they doing pretty good. They're the #2 team. I think they 1A and 1B.
I agree.
They'll get the matchup.
If they had Suggs, coach, I think they'd be #1.
You're going to get just what you want. You're going to get just what you're asking for with Baylor. Just hold tight.
Hey, and you know they've been trying to. They ain't gonna play that game now. I know they ain't gonna play it before.
No, they ain't gonna play.
They gonna play it now. But boy, that pandemic. Hey man, hey, hold up. I'm glad you're on the phone, B. Hey, Gonzaga didn't pull that COVID thing to not play Baylor, did it? Did they just pull
it? Listen, everybody in Gonzaga, including the driver of the chartered plane, had the coronavirus, man. Unbelievable. I ain't never had.
But hell, y'all just played a couple of days before. They was fine the game before Baylor.
Yeah. But see, there you go. Now, see, if Baylor would have been sick, I wouldn't do you like that. Don't do me like that. Hey, let's hope they meet the final. Let's hope they meet the national championship.
I like that. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And of course, now we have one of the viewers that's watching the show right now. He briefly stayed up that way in Minnesota, and he wanted to ask you about a downtown spot called Pizza Luce. Pizza Luce.
Yes.
You know, what's your thoughts on that?
Pizza Luce, that's the spot everybody goes to when you get done going to the nightclub. That's the pizza place that stays open at 3 or 4 in the morning. That's the spot.
Well, hey, and the guy who said it, yeah, he'd be up late at night. So you're right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Now, how does that time to get into the conversation about the tweet that from last night that I put out there?
Is Brian gonna join in with it?
And we let him join the convo with this, obviously. And here's the thing. And
just let me know when you want me to put
hold it before you pull it up. Hold it before you pull it up.
Okay.
And we'll let Brian talk first.
Okay.
Brian, recently there was an event down in Texas that put out flyers, digital flyers, advertising and marketing that Team Sizzle would be playing in Dallas this week in an event on the campus of Paul Quinn University. Well, that event that took place, it started on yesterday. No Team Sizzle was present. They had to move the event from Paul Quinn to a privately owned facility that is used for grassroots basketball. And they went and was charging $25 a head for people the spectators to get in. Many thought they were coming to see Team Sizzle.
Yep.
In that particular event, we're asking you to, when did you guys pull out of the event?
We never totally confirmed to go to the event. I let the gentleman know firsthand. You know, Mr. Suggs felt like that at that time, we were waiting from the state high school league, and our governor just made an announcement about a week and a half ago because the Minnesota was shut down. So on the 18th, the governor made an announcement that we were going to open up starting youth basketball in Minnesota on January 4th, and then he would make a decision on when or not they would start playing games and what stipulation would be. Well, Mr. Suggs and myself made a joint agreement that, number one, Chet's dad wasn't going to allow him to play, so I knew Chet was a drawing card, and we didn't want to have any false advertising out there because it was to the point to where even Chet had tweeted out that he wasn't going to be there and he didn't want to take any heat because that he's ducking competition. So I told him to take it down. So we were very upfront and very upfront with the gentleman that had the event. I told him that we weren't going to participate in the event. And, if you notice, if you look at the flyers, Chet was taking off one of the flyers at one point, but they still kept Team Sizzle up there. But I never, myself or Mr. Suggs, never confirmed that we would participate in that event. Never.
And so here's the question. So if you didn't confirm the play and you saw that he still had Team Sizzle on the flyer, didn't you feel like that did not transpire occur you as a red flag, or why not say, man, take us off that flyer?
But we did. But like I said, once my last conversation with him was that I told him that we weren't going to participate, I never looked at the flyer, looked at the tweets anymore after that to see whether or not he had took it off. I knew he had said he was taking Chet off the flyer. But I told him, I said that we're not participating. In my last conversation, that was over a week ago. And I told him that.
Over a week ago.
Yeah. Yep.
And see, and this is the thing. So the days progressed, and there was not one time that the fans of Dallas or people that want to drive from nearby communities know that your team was not going to play. And
actually, Mr. Yuri called me and asked me. John called me. John Yuri called me, and I told him we're not playing. He could tell you. I told him that.
And I asked John last night. I talked to John Yuri, and I said, well, John, why didn't you say anything? And then John said, you know what? I don't know, Jim. I just figured that people would let it. And John acknowledged it's wrong because as gatekeepers, as OGs is what a lot of the people of the community, normally you should acknowledge or point out, or at least identify when something is going on that ain't right. Because once again, in case you don't know, I don't know what does the normal fee that spectators pay to go and attend high school events or events in the state of Minnesota up that way. What is the average between what?
Well, last year we played Sierra Canyon on ESPN January 4th. That's coming up on a year. They were charging the night before we played. We hosted an event, and the night before, St. Patty's, New Jersey came to play, which had Jonathan Kuminga, and then Sierra Canyon played it. And we played the game before them. They were charging for that event. Now, mind you, that game was sold out at 3:00 in the afternoon. Sold out. There was a line down the street, like you talking about. They were charging anywhere from $25 to $40 a head to get in there for that game.
Even the regular price, not the scalpers price, the regular price.
The Alpers were charging more than that.
Wow.
Well, understand, that was Team Sizzle versus Sierra Canyon.
Right.
Exactly.
Glenn Smith was charging around the same prices. See, once again, that was Team Sizzle versus Sierra Canyon, which featured Brandon Boston and Lil Bronny, and he's a reserve, but they wanted to see him sit on the bench most of the game.
He was a draw, though. He was a draw.
He was a draw.
Yeah.
Because he was a draw because if you're paying your ticket, you may get a chance to see or bump into their parents at the restroom or at the popcorn stand 100%. Or even on the way out, or just get you a close-up picture. That's one of the lures. Where in this situation, there's no Team Sizzle. There's no Sierra Canyon. There's never been a basketball event in the state that charged $25 a head when there was not a marquee player that was a shoe-in as a McDonald All-American on the court?
Wait. $25
a head. That's what they were charging yesterday and today, right now.
Well, my question is, when people got in there and didn't see us in the game, who they got the team? Who did they even put another team on the flyer that the team they had playing was supposed to play against? Didn't the other team know that?
I have the faintest idea because I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm following along with y'all, Brian, so I'm learning a lot of this right now. But keep going, Jimmy. Help it.
I wouldn't understand that the team that was supposed to play Sizzle, play us. I've never talked to the coach. Suggs never talked to the coach. That coach would at least, if he was that concerned that we weren't going to show up, he would at least try to call one of us, because I'm tight with Lupe. I told him we couldn't play. Lupe had nothing to do with it. So you would think that they would call, okay, if Sizzle's not playing, who's going to be the opponent? You see what I'm saying?
Hey, Brian, I'm glad you said something. Now you just jogged my memory. I remember they said Austin Nunez was going to play with Team Sizzle, and I wondered the connection.
Yes, he was. He was going to play with us, yeah.
Oh.
When we played in Phoenix last month, we played against an all-star team full of kids from Under Armour with B Major League, and Austin played against us. And I told Lupe that if we ever play again, I want Austin to play with us. So Austin was going to play with us.
Wow.
He was going to play with you guys in which event?
If we would have came to Texas, he was going to play with us.
Oh, if you would have came to Texas, but you never committed to the Texas event.
Exactly.
But it was advertised, Jimmy. What I'm saying, though, Brian, it was advertised. I saw a flyer somewhere saying Austin Nunez was going to play with y'all.
Yeah, Chet was on the flyer. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. And I don't know if everybody saw that, but Brian, I put it on the screen. Chet said it crazy people will openly cap on Twitter to build hype for their event. And when I know you made him take it down, but somebody they sent it to us. He said, he said, I don't show up everyone. He said, if I don't show up, everyone's going to think I'm ducking or I'm being scared, man. And I guess the young kid was saying, man, I ain't with that. Man, take my name. That's the kid saying, man, take my name off the damn flyer.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. I told you that. So that's what I'm saying. We never committed to play.
It's let me get into this now. And so now you guys understand, as a result of this all happened. And once again, part of the sale to a lot of the locals in Dallas, and there's about a couple of teams from out of Houston that also traveled up there for this particular event, under the guise of for many, playing on a college campus. Paul Quinn is an NAIA school it's historically HBCU. Michael Sorrell is the president of Paul Quinn. We have a relationship going back 2 decades plus. And here's the deal. You false advertising on a flyer. Advertising the team is coming. A lot of people have maxed out their credit cards during the holidays to get by. A lot of people got laid off. A lot of people going to buy tickets for their sons and their kids to go. They wanted to see, thought they were going to see a kid they saw on television, Chet Holmgren, in real life. So you're marketing, using it as a carrot to dangle in front of the people. Then not only did you do that, but you knew they wasn't coming. So that means you willingly and knowingly conspired. Whether people like it or say it or not, you knew they wasn't coming. He knew you guys wasn't coming. You told him they wasn't coming.
Yep.
Right? And you still proceeded to go and push through and as if everything was okay. This is the event. This is going to be smoking. Well, that event, the team don't come. The day before the event, or within 48 hours of the event, that's when you pick up another team, a replacement. And that's Lancaster up in Dallas. That's a team that are one of the top teams in the state in the 5A classification. So it's the only UIL-based team in the event. The UIL has stricter restrictions than most other private school or charter teams in this state. That's a whole nother topic. Well, here Lancaster was agreed to come once again under the guise of you will be playing on the college campus. Your parents and your spectators will be in a safe environment because there's enough room in the Paul Quinn gymnasium to stretch out a little bit. You know, it's not a big stadium, but they got, you know, the gym. There's enough room to social distancing. At least people have an option to have elbow room.
Right.
You moved it to the private facility, which is the Drive Nation facility. That's a host of a lot of the grassroots events. That facility has those metal bleachers that you have to piece together. Well, in that type of atmosphere, first of all, that's when the parents from Lancaster realized that the fee at the door $25. Lancaster is an urban. We talked earlier, B, about suburban and urban. That's from the mud of Dallas. That's an urban school. They thought they would go. It was okay to go out to Paul Quinn. You're making $15. You won't pay. Well, 25 a head per day, not a weekend pass. So now those people are pissed off. You see, because now they're like, hold on, they wouldn't have never wanted to agree to that. Even the coaches from that school, knowing they were going in those circumstances to play in that facility, which is a great facility, but a high school UIL team, in that they did not vacate and sterilize the gym between games, from what I'm told. So that means you got fans on top of fans. You got the team that's going to play next. The other team is going to play next. They're going to stand on the side of the court. They're using 1-4. You got the team that just played sitting on the side of the court. The team that just played, the other team they just played. That's 4 teams sitting, for the most part, of every game, watching 2 other teams play. You think that environment was safe? You think it was or respectful to the pandemic, or at least giving people an option to be in a safe environment? But back to this, this is what provoked me, or motivated me, or inspired me to put up this tweet right here. You guys see last night, and we get off into this.
How about this tweet right here? Oh my goodness. Okay, there you go. You mean this tweet right here?
At the bottom, we'll read it from the bottom first. This will be the number 1 topic on Wednesday on the Chop Shop. Deception. Right? Deception. And on that word deception, you can read it right there as it's on your screen. Check it out. I'll give you a little moment so you can get it. You can read that deception. And as you're reading that, here we go. I've been on the Chop Shop. We inform you guys. We educate you guys. Every now and then we entertain you guys about all aspects of this stuff, especially when it comes to amateur sports and recruiting. And we hit on the nose in regard to basketball. I've told you guys, hit tips to watch out. Here's what's happening right now. A lot of people in the state of Texas, and I said it yesterday, they remained calm or silent as they knew that this team wasn't coming. That means you knew that some people was going to be deceived, and when people were advertising falsely, didn't say nothing. didn't say nothing. You don't have to go on. I didn't say didn't go on Twitter and say nothing, or go on Facebook and say nothing, or on the gram and say nothing. You didn't say nothing to him, that event director, at all, to let him know if you're an ally of his, why in the hell what kind of ally? Think about it. So that means you are down with it. You couldn't even tell this dude, yo, man, yo, young blood, you can't do it like that. You can't rock like that. Nobody said nothing. I mean, maybe one of you guys did. I'm just talking about in abundance, because we all have done something and drove off the road sometime with reckless stuff, and we got people that'll reel us back in. Yo, man, what the hell you doing? Stop. You can't do that like that. And if enough, and you don't know, it might take one or it might take 10, but you can't be silent when you see people going reckless like this. This is almost like think about it. You go and do an event. First of all, Houston and Dallas, we have a great love-hate relationship. We all sit and we fraternize for the most part, Houston and Dallas, but the competitive juices flow are at a premium when they get from Houston and Dallas. If you understand what I'm saying, so for a guy in Houston to go to Dallas and do an event, and a lot of people in Dallas were against it, were frowning, put it like that, not necessarily against it, were frowning up on the event coming. For that event operator to come in their community and charge $25 a head, and none of the team and none of the schedule that was advertised, that schedule has been changed up multiple times in 24 hours.
Wow.
One of the coaches called me this morning, Adam, that played in the event yesterday. He's like, I ain't going to tell you what he said. That's hearsay. But the thing is, they are not happy. And they explained to me, guys, they're calling guys calling, man, Hicks, we didn't know. I use the analogy all the time about we all are responsible for creating Frankenstein. The chop shop validated this Frankenstein. We had Frankenstein on the chop shop a couple of times. We applauded chop shop. I validated chop shop, put together the event, and brought the young Frankenstein in. And I don't know what you guys understand and what you heard. The Christmas crossover was my event. It was my motor. I told the young fella and my other young fellow who's like a nephew to me, say, y'all come up with a name for the event. I got other stuff to do. Y'all come up with a name. Let me know. We narrow it down to 3 names. And they came up with the name Christmas crossover. Go and get it to the logo person. So yes, Baby Frankenstein came up with the logo and the name. So that means you ever been to the drag strip? You got a motor and you put it in the car. So that car was that was his car. It was my motor. That motor's what make the money, not the car. So then people gonna tell people, well, Christmas crossover, I got proof. I made that name up. Yeah. It's my motor. I got proof your ass wrote a hot check. And have written many hot checks. And this is what's happening. This stuff got to stop, but it only stops when the community says we're not gonna take this no more. Because it makes it bad and people think it's normal. And guys go to fooling you guys every time, and I keep telling y'all, stop falling for this shit about college coaches don't want to see you play. Every damn event you done played in, there's been a bottle TV camera or some damn camera streaming live. Even at the high schools right now, there's games live. Every day the high school teams are playing, every other game. These college coaches, why they can't see you playing that? They can see, they've seen you play. They ain't called you yet. They didn't like what they saw. And you keep getting okie doked over and over and over. And then what? At some point, Either y'all gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. You're gonna say, you know what? We ain't paying our money for this stuff no more. That's it. That's the last dime you're getting from it. Tricking you guys. Think about it. Camps, events, and then what happening is the falseness is the same pattern that you can pull out of every doggone event. And you go and you try to make you guys think, B, there's some stuff going on. B, you said now this stuff going on in Texas. That's why I'm getting it out and explaining to people, and down, especially from out of Houston. Because in other words, I'm the Renee Pulley, not a grassroots coach, but in the sense of being the OG. Then you got a new boot that come in and they try to make you think that Renee Pulley is just washed the hell up. He ain't. Guess what? Even if that be so, that shouldn't be your sale. The respect factor got to come out. And what happens is people ain't gonna be happy. And once then it becomes, now it makes it easier for the fall because you pissed off many. Remember the movie Scarface? Toward the end of that movie, if they didn't show you who actually shot Scarface and they just had a bullet go off, it would have been the breeding ground for part 2, part 3, part 4, because nobody would have known who the hell shot Scarface. He had pissed off that many people by the time he got killed.
But I saw the guy climbing up the balcony in his room, Jimmy.
If they wouldn't have showed that,
they had showed that. Okay, I got you.
If they don't show you
but
him,
I know. Hey, he can't cuss Alejandro Sosa on the top. You can't cuss him out, expect to live. I know what you're saying.
Frank? What about Frank?
Oh.
What about his brother? What about his sister? You shot his sister.
You talking Manny, his brother, his partner, Manny. Yeah, come on, man. You know that's my movie.
Manny was dead. He had already killed Manny.
He shot Manny
his
right
sister.
there. Yeah. The dude killed his sister. But man, get back to the thing, man. Because let me tell y'all. Have y'all noticed? I keep going, Jimmy. I just want people to notice how quiet I've been because I'm trying to process. Hey, Brian, I am trying to process all of this, just like everybody else is in it. Keep going, Jimmy.
And what happens is when people deceive, the deception, the deceiver will always make the next person think that it wasn't his fault. The deception was somebody else's fault. It was something else that happened. And that's the art of the deceiver. And this is what I'm trying to get you guys to raise your antenna up on so that you guys will understand. Stop falling for this. You see the signs with people. And guess what? He could very well be a good person. Good people do bad shit all the time.
Yes, sir.
The jailhouse is full of good people that did bad shit. Now guess what? You know how many people go into the jail with no tattoos? And when they come home, they got sleeves and they got necks, they got tip drops and all that. They was good when they left. Good. Let me tell you something. Money or any type of success or power has the ability to turn a person into a Frankenstein. So that's why I use the term Frankenstein and I applies it to that. That means the person that basically didn't yank the cards out their arm, jumped off the gurney and just ran through the wall and is a muck in society and totally deceiving folk. Back in the street, that would be akin to the guy that everybody know in every urban community that sold the bad dope. That would be the guy that sold the bad dope. And people knew the guy that sold the bad dope. But when it came time for you to re-up, you ain't go to him. Or you would let people know, hey man, you can go over there and get it if you want to, but you know, he put that oral gel in that thing. This is what's happening. Guys putting oral gel into the basket, into the grass, infusing oral gel into the grassroots basketball community. And now people mouth numb. You ain't got the good feeling. Your mouth is just numb right now. Everybody numb. Like, how are you quiet right now? Everybody's numb. It's like, man, I didn't think. Just when you think that a person that Frankenstein can't do no more damage to the walls or to the buildings or to the structures, then it's something else happened.
It's a reason. It's really a reason that I'm quiet. I'm just trying to process this thing, you know, because I'm a guy that just want to know why, and I know, you know, I'm a guy that when a guy in our community mess up, and I know, you know, I'm the one that always try to see the better side of it. So I don't know, you know, I know it's three sides to every story. But I know I've been on this show, Brian, for 5 years, and my whole goal, because I was a parent, just like these parents, I don't want parents to be put in these kind of situations, and all I'm trying to do is see how I can stop parents, because half of them, they don't listen. They think they know all. Let me tell you something. This is a know-it-all ass generation. The kids think they know it all, and the parents think they know it all and don't know shit, don't know nothing. I said the other day, Brian, I said, if you don't know nothing and you teach your kid what you know, what you expect for your kid to know? So, parents, you are the damn consumer. So I'm really mad at y'all for falling for this clown ass shit, because people been constantly doing it over and over. But how we don't know. Y'all got to expose them. We don't know. Parents. And Jimmy, maybe these parents and these people just like to get got. You know, some girls, like you said, some girls have I call it the Stockholm treatment. You call it the battered wife syndrome. Some people just like to get tricked. You got some Johns out there that know the girl don't like them, but he loves to pay her. He loves to trick on her. Yeah, I'm bringing it to the street. He likes to be a trick. And maybe these parents like to be a trick. And hold up, parents, if you ask, I ain't talking about the ones who don't. So if you say something about it, I know it's you. You are the consumer. You got the power. That's your son going to these events and playing these events. These guys are giving events. And your son is the draw, like Team Six, like Chet. Chet Walker is a draw. And you don't call his daddy and say, man, I know y'all ain't, man, take that. Hold up. Young men who plan on being in this business in the future. Okay? If you plan on being in this game in the future, man, you can't. I know y'all live in this microwave society that you want it like this. That dude over there, y'all already know. I don't agree with everything Jimmy does, but he paid the dues 19, 20 years of doing so, and he admits some things he didn't do right in the beginning. This thing, you can't. I know we used to trying to get a lick, but let's get a lick off of somebody else, man. Don't keep getting a lick off of the usual suspects. Excuse me. Broaden broaden your lick. Don't just keep bleeding these people in our community, man. Because they love people. Hey, Brian, I mentioned, because Brian, I haven't been to a high school game. And one kid is like a nephew to me, Brian. I have not been to watch this kid play. Because of this pandemic, I wasn't going to let it happen because I cared about me and the people around me. If I had something I didn't want to give to them, if they had something I didn't want them to give it to me. I didn't go. But y'all act like y'all are showing these people $25 for a local basketball. Come on, parents. You didn't have to pay it. And you should have demanded something. You used to sit and say, hell no, coach. My son ain't playing. I'm not paying no damn $25 to go in no game. Come on, man. Come on. Rick Wilmore, don't play with me, man. I ain't got time to play with you right now. Because the golf course I play on, I got my own goddamn golf cart. And I'm riding out there by myself. So I ain't got time to play with you people playing around on this damn feed. This is serious business here today. So yes, the golf course is COVID free. Play with me today with that bullshit. But Jimmy, I just don't understand it. I just want to know why. We keep playing around. Let me tell you something, y'all. I don't get up every morning and study at night 2 hours a day for 4 days a week to play with y'all. I'm doing this to try to change lives and change families. And if this what's going on, shame on you. If this what's going on, if all of these things are facts, Brian has no reason to lie. Sometimes I can't defend you. I ain't gonna pour more on you because I learned something very key a long time ago. I sent somebody this. I said, take notice on those who like to celebrate. Check this out. Take notice for those who like to celebrate the failures of others. They're the same usual suspects every time. I'm not wishing on the failure of nobody. Not wishing this. But this stuff have to stop, ladies and gentlemen. Our next generation got to be better. We can't keep doing this, Jimmy. And that's the problem that I'm having with this whole thing, that you had to bring it up, that you had to treat. We had to treat. Come on, man. That's all I'm saying. Come on, man. Unbelievable. Jimmy, I'm sorry, man. I mean, I was quiet for so long because I was bubbling on the inside. I can afford it. These parents can't do that, man. Can't do that.
Well,
yeah, don't play
not
with
for.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
not
Jim.
for the product. Once again, that is playing. If you were charging $25, then you falsely advertised what you were charging $25 for. That's point A. Understand what I'm saying? It's like you go to the barbecue shack and you go and you try to get a chicken dinner. Chicken dinner specials $10. There ain't no more chicken. They give you a chopped beef sandwich. But the specials say chicken dinner. So that means that when the chicken dinner ain't no more chicken, they normally would let you know we ain't got no more chicken. They're not gonna go and just bag up and put a chopped beef sandwich in your damn bag and give it to you and close it up and charge you the same thing when a chopped beef sandwich ain't but $3.50. This is similar to what's going on. So the falseness, the deception. I'm not trying to let that get buried under this. That's the first and foremost. What you charge, if that team would have played in the market value based on if they would have played at the facility that then that ticket might have warranted that. The market has set itself for that based on what compatible talents who came to Houston, Texas have generated. American Airlines Arena, you paid for the ambiance, guys. In addition to watch the talent, but the ambiance is part of it. When you go by certain hotel rooms, certain hotels, we know there are certain hotels that are just as good, but the ambiance, if you even take the points out of the equation, truth be told, hell, sometimes I'd rather stay in a Marriott townhouse suites than to go stay in a regular Marriott. If the location, the ambiance, my thing is, here's the thing we're going around in circles with. I see a couple of y'all said, stop beefing. So when you say stop beefing, here's my question. Are you asking for me to watch stuff like this happen to you and remain silent? Or are you asking for me? What are you asking when you're asking to stop beefing? Because it ain't a level playing field, because the stuff, understand, if a person is in direct competition, you watch commercials all the time. Certain competitors would often in their own commercial would show you, they would pay their money for the ad and show you how the competitor is not putting out a product as good as theirs. That goes with competition.
Jimmy, I don't care what nobody say about beefing. It's not about beefing. If it was about beefing, I would have been the main person trying to stop a beef. I'm talking about the general public. Some of y'all might not care about the general public because you don't get your ass up here and produce a show 4 times a week. You don't do it. But to whom much is given, much is required. We've got this platform talking about no damn beef. This man's business too. And guess what? A rising tide rises all the ships, but a bad one would sink all the damn ships. Stuff serious to me. To all of you clowns who don't think it's serious to me. Because I get the text from the parents saying we just don't know. What are we supposed to do? We just want to see our babies. And Darryl Barnes, you're absolutely right. Is it not any difference than when you paid to see Bryce Griggs go against? Of course, throw that in there too.
No. It is a difference.
What's the difference?
There was the draw that was advertised, that did not play, did not participate.
Say that again.
That's the difference. The deception part.
If I paid for Bryce Griggs tickets,
I'm talking about from the advertising. It was not marketed. It was marketed that Team Sizzle was playing.
I ain't talking about Team Sizzle. He said, "Hold on, let me go back." Darryl Barnes. Is that not any different? He texted me and said, "Robert Haddle, how do I get my money back?" Several people told me, "How do I get my money back?" I paid to see Bryce Griggs. When I was paid to see Bryce Griggs, and the Fatima Fatita at the center said, I got to reach the people who gave the event. The Tillman wasn't getting, the Fertitta Center wasn't giving back no refunds. And he said he never got his refund.
Oh, you're talking about Daryl, about one of the
no, I'm talking about, yeah, I'm looking at this. One of the customers, a customer paid the tickets. Hold on.
What I was saying is the difference was before that, that's a prepaid.
No, it's customer. Not. He said, he asked, is there not any difference when I paid to see Bryce go against Imani Bates and I ain't never got my damn money back? That's not good business either. Now, what's good for the goose is what is good for the gander.
No, but it's getting them understand something. There are some people that got their money back. They said on the Chop Shop. There were some people that got their money back.
Well, I got one right here say he didn't. So
okay, I'm just saying. So I'm saying some people got their money back.
I ain't never heard nobody say it. I've never heard nobody say it.
And I know that was somebody in the chat. Yes, there was some people that got their money back. I don't know how many, but I just know there were people that said they got their money. I know there was somebody that said they didn't. And I know there was one other view. I don't know if it's the same one. Somebody that was on the Chop Shop.
But if I paid to see Griggs, I wanted to see Griggs.
They didn't get their money back. Well, understand, two different things. I just told you because by the time you even walk, that's the prepaid customer. For the walk-up customer who still thought that in that particular instance, they knew what team was not going to be playing at all. For the walk-up customer, for the person that's walking up and I'm going to see this game, you knew that it was going to be what the lineup was. Slightly different, but the same for the prepaid customer.
Okay.
For the prepaid customer, the same scenario. Because you were advertised that you bought your money, bought your tickets, thinking you were going to see somebody. But that slightly same for the prepaid, but different from the walk up. Okay. Because in that game, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. That's why he said, is it not the same? To me, it might be different for you, but it's Robert Hatter. That's why you are you and I'm me. I think it's the same thing.
And
the customer is always right.
Plane. And sorry about that, B. If you're still
B,
on,
we sorry, B.
we this the Chop Shop, B. That's how we get to rocking. And next thing you know, we done ran around the track a couple times.
Thank you, man.
Got to stop and get a cup of water.
Yeah, but, I'm all right.
Your thought regarding the team sizzle.
That's two, excuse me, Jimmy. That's two customers. So Hatter is correct. I attempted to refine it. It gave negative results. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm not trying to listen to me, man. I know some of y'all like some people. I don't care.
Agreed that the prepaid customer is the same.
Okay, but I'm just Jimmy, excuse me.
Now
Jimmy.
I knew. Now also, I don't know who it was. Somebody that was on the Chop Shop had 10 tickets, and I went and sold all of them for him.
Melvin
could have sold more. Had people that I know just because he was on the Chop Shop. I say send an email. So that person got his money back. And if more people, and I told you guys who never didn't get their money from that particular event, that I was here to try to help you guys. And I keep telling you, send the email. That's called a solution. Now, because I knew some people still was going to want to watch some of the games, but that's here or there. That ain't my headache to have. I just went over this thing to you for the prepaid customer. Some people did, some people may have didn't. And that ain't, like I said, I don't have no earthly idea how to find out or know unless somebody come and say it. Now, we had B on, and I think B is gone now.
He's still on the screen. He hadn't hung up. B, you still there? Okay, I'll click him off. Yeah, we can end the show, Jen.
Yeah. And so that was one thing, guys. It was a good convo.
Great conversation. I'm glad you brought it up. To everybody who they think it's, man, something. Y'all got to understand, man. Some of this stuff I don't care who it is. Oh, he was still there, Jimmy. I ain't gonna worry about it. But B, we'll get you the next time when your video is on. I hope you're watching the show. But my thing is, I mean, yo, most of these events, I don't have to pay to get in. So guess what? I ain't talking for me. I'm talking for y'all's ass. Y'all the one got to pay to get in. Let me repeat that. Everybody who want to play around, I don't have to pay to get in them events. I'm just tired of y'all. I get texts full of it. A parent saying, Robert, what? Parents, Robert, how, when, and why? Brian trying to come back on. Let me try to get him in, Jimmy. Hold up. Hey, he trying to get back in. Oh. Brian, you still there, baby? I guess he's not. Okay. All right. Jimmy, let's get out of here, man. Let's get out of here, man. I got things to do, man. You're trying to help. You can't even try to help people these damn days. But keep on. I mean, how, Coach? This was your soliloquy. I'll let you end it, and you can just say, I mean, you know how to do it, man. I'm out. I want to go watch L.J. Cryer and Penny Hardaway, and Memphis is playing right now, y'all. I'm trying to get to watch my guys play. Okay, all right.
And once again, guys, sorry about that. I thought B was off. I thought Brian Sandiford was actually off the call, and because we had his picture up there, I couldn't tell. Yeah. So that's why I never went back to him. Yeah. I thought he was gone off the call. Yeah. So if you were wondering, that's on my end. I did not know he was still on. Yeah. And because
Happy Women Rock wins it too, Jimmy. I'm talking to all the women. I'm sorry. I think about you mamas. Y'all understand? My passion, I'm thinking about your mamas. I ain't worried about them dudes that much. Dude, we know how to get it. But I'm just thinking about your mamas, man. I know how it is, man. And guess what? It just, and Jimmy, I mean, some of these things that just need to be talked about. Y'all, listen to me. I am not going to go on this show and bash nobody. We ain't mention nobody's damn name. To all you clowns out there, you know who I'm talking to. All I'm saying is there's a problem about this man's industry. And these people has been in close proximity to him. And I mean, dude, it's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject. It's like in my industry. That's just like me. I'm not Jimmy. I see a lot of goings on wrong. But it don't bother me. But it bothers him. So we on this show, I sit there, Jimmy, I promise you. I sit there and say, Rob, but it's a voice inside of me saying, Rob, how in the hell are you, this is what the voice said, how in the hell are you standing up for the parents? And you're not standing up for this one. That's all. That's why I says, happy birthday to whoever had a birthday today. Whoever had a birthday today. I'm sorry if I missed your birthday. Jimmy, I had something for everybody. Jimmy, hold up before we end the show. I got to play this, Jimmy. I got to play this. We might get kicked off for this one, but I got to play this. Hold on, I got to play this.
Don't you think about your damn Coca-Cola? I let them know though, I don't stand for no shit. Shoot, I wanna take your voice and trap it in all them fancy boxes, all them buttons and dials. Then too cheap to buy your Coca-Cola. Don't cost but a nickel a bottle. They don't care nothing about me. All they want is my voice. Well, I done learned that. And they're gonna treat me the way I want to be treated, no matter how much it hurt them. Front your teeth.
Jimmy, I had that set up for Women Rock Wednesday. I wasn't going to leave Women Rock Wednesday without playing Ma Rainey. And Jimmy, I'm going to let you tell the story. Jimmy, you got to tell the story about the Coca-Cola. So people wouldn't just think she was being petty about the Coca-Cola. I'll let you tell that story. You can tell that before we get off.
Well, I mean, in that movie, the Coca-Cola, if you saw the movie on Netflix, and there was a scene when she was getting ready to record, and she would not do so until she had her bottles of Coca-Cola. And
it was in her waiver.
And we went and I went and found out that in her contracts, in her agreements, that was one of her pet peeves, one of her things. She, in every agreement, whether she's performing or recording, she had to have her 3 bottles of Coca-Cola. And so in the movie, it probably looked like she was being petty, but that was what was in the agreement. And so it's kind of fun, and that movie, you guys can go check it out on Netflix. And that's Ma Rainey. Denzel Washington is one of the producers of the film. Is short, gets right to the point, and it also provides not only an eye into our Black history when it comes to music, specifically blues. It also provides a look at one of the last on-screen performances by Chad Boseman, who passed away earlier this year and was sick when he filmed that movie. So to see how strong of a delivery that he does in playing that role that he portrayed as a band member, the trumpet player in Ma Rainey's band.
Levy. Call his name, Jimmy. His name was Levy. My man Levy.
He liked it. So
I love Levy, man.
Want to remind you guys that today is the last opportunity to check out Antonian High School from San Antonio. They have advanced to the championship of the Houston Private School Classic, which is taking place right now at Second Baptist School. Second Baptist School, that's located over off Voss and like Woodway. And it's a great facility. Many of you guys used to go to the Hoops Giving Classic. Remember, that's where it started from. Well, I think it started there. Yeah, we did start it at Second Baptist. And we had used to at that intimate atmosphere. We had a lot of great memories from the Hoops Giving a few years ago at Second Baptist High School. Great facility, intimate. Remember, Antonian is in the championship. They will play at 6:00 this evening against either Concordia Lutheran or Westbury Christian. Those 2 teams are playing right now. And after the first quarter, Concordia leads 21-14. Concordia is the favorite to win that particular game. And if they do, that would be one hell of a clash between Concordia Lutheran and Antonian out of San Antonio. So get over there if you would and check some out. If you want to check out some high school basketball, that's your place to be.
Robert Reiser just saw that movie too many times. Robert Reiser, I'm on instant message you. That little one scene, Jimmy, 1, 2. You know what to do. Somebody kept repeating that while I was watching the movie, and I wanted to choke them. They kept saying it the whole damn time. So Robert Reiser, I hate you brought that up. But hey, Jimmy, what about tomorrow? Are we here tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
What you think? Oh man, that's right. The day before.
Tomorrow is New Year's Eve.
Man,
you make the call right now. You make the call. I got some. I'm soon as I leave you, as soon as I get off the phone, I'm getting in an RV and getting out of here. Soon as I get off the show. So,
But guys, you know, I think that we came on New Year on Christmas Eve, and there's a lot to do. Of course, tomorrow, normally the family that we have uh, um, all the holidays, well, the mainstream holidays, we normally do the eating and the meals over at the in-laws' house. So that's a day of preparation, and it was tough last Christmas Eve getting the show completed and making it over there. Had to be late getting over there. So I'm thinking we can go out with a bang on the chop shop and we deserve and we earned a day off, and we will make this our last time seeing you, closing out the year 2020 with you guys. We want to thank you for making the chop shop what it is.
Yeah.
Want to thank you for those who have shared the show, subscribe to our YouTube page as well. We want to thank you guys as well. Thank you guys for keeping the conversations lit, and it enables people to have an escape valve from the vigors of everyday life.
Right.
The conversations while we're talking, often other stuff is being talked about on both platforms.
Oh, yes.
And people
and text, Jimmy. I've been getting texts the whole time.
Yeah. And people have been fortunate enough to even meet each other on occasion as a result of their dialoguing in the boom boom room on the chop shop. We are
happy birthday to Jimmy, Tyandra Holmes. Happy birthday, because her birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tyandra. Yeah. And we once again we had breaking news, big news for you guys. We'll make Monday anticipating and give you that news on Monday.
Right.
And that way you'll be able to get it all and all of the factuals that come with it. We got breaking news once again on the chop shop coming on Monday. Hopefully, guys, that a lot of the conversations we have to mature from just saying ooh wee, look at what he said about him, ooh wee, to actually taking it as learning points, to teachable moments, so that others are not succumb or preyed upon to fall into the similar traps. This is what we have to strive to do and become. We're not in grade school anymore where people go and say, hey, look, it's they going on. No, this is understand. I didn't just start doing this. I've been calling folk out that's been doing wrong in the area for years. Many of you guys, your sons and your daughters just came along through a couple of years ago, so it's new to you. I've been doing it. How do you think so? Every now and then, guess what? For every three people that you probably meet in grassroots basketball, there's going to be one that can't stand my guts. There's going to be one that's okay with me. And there's going to be one that loves the shit out of me. You see? I'm that one that can't stand my guts. I'm not concerned about converting that one over. I'm a numbers guy. I'm always trying to have 60% or better, 67%. That's 2 out of 3. And guess what? And the rest of them, and that's what's happening. There are people, don't let this stuff and the truth make you feel like you're picking a side.
That's a great point.
Between two guys.
Great point.
This stuff, this ain't designed for that. That ain't my angle. If that was my angle, guys, do you understand how much stuff that I could show you from receipts in this thing right here that would show you proof? don't have to do that. To wake you up and let you understand as to what's going on. See, the difference is there's a way to do stuff right. There's a right way to do right. And that's what I'm saying. And as a parent, you remember you are the consumer. Ask your questions. Let the coaches know what you're not going to stand for. And then guess what? Then it will help you make more educated decisions and make you feel like make you understand that you're not going to be held hostage anymore. If a guy knew there's going to be a bunch of college coaches there, ask him, what if it ain't? Do I get a refund? They're going to say no. That means you got a decision to make. So that means now I guarantee you one thing, he won't come and tell you there's going to be a bunch of college coaches there no more. Because he know you're paying attention. If a college coach liked your son, tell that person to have that coach call you directly. Know what's gonna happen? You're gonna out the fraudulent behavior that goes on. And this stuff, like I say, the college coaches, guys, I promise you, they don't like being involved in the trickery. These coaches don't like the position that a lot of men are putting them in to act like they like your kid for a phone call, just to do a favor, to act like they want your kid to come on campus and they really recruiting them. They don't like being in them positions, man. I talk to them all the time. They don't like being there, but they got to do it because sometimes it's part of their business is to rely on a lot of these guys. You just heard one of the most powerful grassroots persons in the whole world was just on the Chop Shop today. When I say powerful, think of this. He has the possibility to be at the table, to be the producer of back-to-back, not just lotto picks, but back-to-back #1 picks in the draft. There ain't many people in the world that can ever say that. It ain't many agents that can say that.
That's right.
Just a handful.
That's right.
We talking about grassroots guy.
Don't happen.
Jalen Suggs, Chet Holmgren in 2021 and 2022 could be #1 picks in the draft. So this guy's powerful. Did you hear what he said? I asked him the magic question. I say, Coach, he mentioned that certain schools had never offered Jalen Suggs or Chet Holmgren. I say, so Coach, what do you say to those guys? Those coaches when they come back and bounce back and loop back around? Do you say, man, leave me alone? Don't even come calling me now. You ain't want my key. You ain't want them. So go on, do what you've been doing. I'm paraphrasing, but his answer was, you just said it for me.
Yeah.
So that was proof, if it went over your heads, that grassroots coaches have the capability to straight up box out the college coaches from successfully recruiting their players. I didn't say they do it, so they have the capability. The ones that are depend on how powerful and how much in demand their players are. So this is why a lot of those coaches go along with some of the stuff. Mm. So then you think it's normal. No, they hate being held hostage like that. They hate it. So that's the one I want to get that. I want to get that down to you guys. And we just got an update. Rick Nelson just gave us an update from over at Second Baptist. Concordia Lutheran is leading Westbury Christian 29-23. And I think it's right at halftime. So we're going to see how that transpires. I'm going to be at the championship game tonight. Out of respect, I went by last night, and I was there for the Second Baptist and Grace Christian game. I've also went to the High Tower game. I told you guys about that yesterday. But once again, thanks for your
Thank y'all.
support
Yeah.
in 2020. We have motioned. See how this goes in advance, so you don't have to come wake up and get up and go and travel all the way to your Facebook and cut it on tomorrow. We have we will not be on the air tomorrow.
Yeah. Go
We'll
back.
see you guys
Jim.
see you guys next.
Jimmy, yeah, they can go back and see an old show. Go back on YouTube and watch one of the old shows. Go watch one of them old shows and check it out. And tell us what y'all think about it. Tell us what y'all think
and
about
it's amazing. Kevin Freeman says date night, Jimmy. He knows, and guess what? I've worked that out in my house already, Freeman, because we're gonna do family day on New Year's Eve tomorrow. So that'll serve as the date night.
But the night wins, Jimmy.
I know we're gonna eat tomorrow. I gotta work this evening.
Oh, you got to work. Okay, I see, Jimmy. Kevin Frankman, let me tell you something, man. Kevin Frankman, hey, y'all, do me a favor. Pray for him this New Year's. But Happy New Year, man. I mean, I had a great Christmas. I had a great New Year. And believe y'all me, y'all got to understand, I'm gonna be hard on this thing, man, because I just feel we're better people. And the ones we all really get to know each other, we got Thaddeus Moody. Guess what? We got reach out. We got reach Jimmy in Germany. We got reach in Japan. We got reach all over. Can you imagine what the power that we could have? So that's what we got. That's what we get. Let's think about how all of us can do what all of us can do to make this platform, not me and Jimmy, all right. But make this platform so when maybe your son, Jimmy, this is what I don't understand. Maybe one of your sons might want to come learn how to do this. Guess what? You got two dudes I can't wait to be able to tell about what we did yesterday. That was cool. I mean, it was cool yesterday, man. It just being around younger people and figuring this thing out, man. It's just some new and exciting things are going to happen for the Boom Boom Room. Yo, the people that's a part of, hey, and Jimmy, don't forget the people that bought the Chop Shop paraphernalia, the memorabilia, all of that stuff is now, it's going to be, Jimmy, you ain't going to be able to get it no more. It's going to be what they call that old design is on. There's a new design about to get done. But those people, guess what? Our people got a list of everybody who supported us. And in the future, when stuff opening up, y'all going to be the first people to get wait, Jimmy, y'all gonna be in the VIP room. I put it like that. Y'all gonna be in the VIP room. Cause guess what, Jimmy, I got them. We got y'all in the database. Y'all VIPs. I'm just telling you, it's a lot of stuff going on. But Jimmy, let's take it on out of here, man, so I can get out of here and watch RJ.
Man,
LJ Price.
Make sure if I ask you again, the concierge. If during this holiday weekend, if you you have the number, you guys, I'll give you guys that number again for the concierge. You can give him a call.
I'm gonna put it across the screen.
And that's once again what that is that's Icy Mike, who works out of St. Joseph's Hospital. He has an office in the hospital, and what he does, he has a network of physicians that covers everything from chiropractors to lipo people to foot doctors, orthopedics to
the breast augmentation doctors,
all of them, those and he, if you call, he can put you with one quicker than probably your insurance can. Yeah. If you don't have insurance, they have the network that he have deals in place for cash customers. And it's a fraction of what insurance going. Don't get scared. It's not what you see on those insurance statements. So you'd be surprised, but
Yeah,
you have to
you'd be
try to
surprised.
see.
Yeah.
713-979-0334. And I asked you guys a week ago, just call the number and just try them out.
Yeah.
Just to see.
Call the
Just try
Icy
them
Mike
out, just
out.
to see. And you will see how it works. And it's still, you never have to pay him
A
anything.
quarter.
It's not no catch. It's not people say no money down. No. Ain't none of that. You don't have to pay him nothing. It's kind of like when you parents and you asking me about assisting information or intel in dealing with recruiting. I don't charge you. I'm gonna get paid from the college coach, whether he get your kid or not. They're paying an annual retainer to have me on speed dial. So that's how my business works, in case you didn't know, as we close in 2020. And I strongly encourage you guys to ask other people how the hell their business work. You don't need to know, everybody ain't got to tell you their business, but just to understand what I mean by understand what all a person does. Too much trickery and foolery going on out there.
Gotcha.
And it's getting sad because too many people know and don't speak about it.
And that's all. When you
Stop being silent.
yeah. When you know better, you do better. And Jimmy,
Speak up on it. And we mentioned the concierge. He's not the only one. We want to give a thanks to him. Want to give a thanks to Coach Leah.
Oh, we finna put her across the screen too.
In her efforts, we want to give a thanks. These are some of the supporters. Give a thanks to the Cox Pradia Law Firm.
You know
at the top of the screen, bigcityaccidents.com. You know, getting the wreck. That's your people.
You know I'm gonna put them across the screen.
Also, what's the name of the little school we have, the new school?
Oh, they working on something new. We're working on something new with the school.
Okay.
We're working on something.
Also, give a thanks to Germatide. They got
yes, sir.
down with us earlier.
Yes, sir.
And Germatide, you know, you got the
you ain't been using that. Jimmy, that thing look brand new. You ain't been using that thing that much.
No, I have different.
But you got more than one, though.
And I got the squeeze. I got the squeeze like that, and I got the spray. I like the spray better.
Hold
you know
on.
The spray is better?
Hey, do you have the bath gel? Do you have the bath gel?
No. I got the soap.
I just playing with you.
That's the same thing. Soap. I guess you can use them.
Jimmy. Jimmy, hold up. And shout out to Nico in Retro, the young man who did the chop shop a theme song live in the chop shop. He working on us another one right now, Jimmy. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good thing.
He's working on us a new.
But anyway, man, thanks so much. Like I said, those are some of the advertisers from this past year. And as we close out, once again, no chop shop on December the 31st. We'll see you guys. Take the rest of the week off. We'll see you guys on Monday. Let's start the week off with a bang. And yes, we know the University of Houston Cougars lost the game that they shouldn't have last night. And now we'll see on Monday. We'll talk about that. We'll see how badly they will be punished.
Jimmy, remember I told y'all,
I'm
10 spots.
Roll them down by number 12.
Jimmy, they're going to drop 10 spots.
12 to 15 is the power. Now, meanwhile, understand, other teams have lost as well. But you didn't lose. They lost to an unranked opponent. But everybody keep trying to say, well, Tulsa is good. Them people ain't studying Tulsa being how good they are. They lost 3 games.
Check this out, Jimmy. I got a good life. Jimmy, me and you on the screen right here. LJ Cry on the screen right here. And Memphis University on the screen right here. Dude, life is good, man. But hey, I'll see y'all. Hey, Jimmy, keep me abreast on the basketball games and all that. You know I'm gonna be somewhere playing golf. But I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all when I get back Monday. I'm gonna be energized, Jimmy. I'm gonna be energized and ready to go on Monday.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, guys. On behalf, guess what? So it's time to slide down for the last time of 2020. It is time to slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing. On behalf of Robert Hallett, this is Jim Hicks. Thanks so much. We are the Chop Shop. Peace. We up out of here. Take them on out, roll that song for them. So they can pop. They can do their pop on it.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Go.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live